Hello everyone, this has been The Bold, and welcome back to our Restless Germans campaign. We are the Swabians, and we have moved from, well, we've moved about half our country from the area of Swabia all the way out here. We are, in this episode, I think, going to be looking to keep our migration going. We finally have decent stability again. We are also fabricating a claim on these blue fellas right here, the Chersonius, I can't pronounce any names in this game. I'm fabricating claim on them. That's going to bring the Scythians back at war with us. We are going to try to settle some more Scythian land as we do this. Let's go ahead, since we have some stability to work with. Let's grab you. I still can't. Alright, so let's go ahead and just move a couple other Swabian pops towards our new homeland. Ooh, 15, wow. So let's go ahead and just have you guys already start moving towards Scythia. Sounds good to me. Let's go ahead and unpause the game and get started. We have 36. So one thing that I've noticed about the game as is, in the Livy update, is that if you're going to play as a migratory tribe, it's not easy to deal with the food situation. Food is killer for us because we have to be our migratory armies have to constantly be eating. If they're taking attrition, of course. So one thing that I think I'm going to try to do about that is I'm going to try to quickly capture province capitals and use their own food supplies to feed my large armies. Now, thankfully, these armies that I am using to do these invasions, they don't have a ton of, well, they don't take a ton of supplies, thankfully. So once I get them fully stacked with food, we're in good shape. But of course, fully stacking them with food isn't necessary. It is easier said than done. Let's go ahead and give you, oh, we're losing some money again. Let's go ahead and give you, yeah, one of our scorned family members to be your general. I think that is perfect. We are getting closer to being able to declare war. The only reason I'm not just doing a no CB war is because, well, I don't want necessarily the aggressive expansion, and I also don't want that huge stability hit. We are getting closer to being able to afford a new military tradition. So that is excellent. Let's go ahead and start moving some troops closer to where we're going to eventually need them to be. These are 13,000 troops. They are actually eating, so that's good. Alright, our claim has been fabricated. Let us go ahead and, before declaring war, let's go ahead and actually use some of our stability, and let's... New dominant culture, not Swabian. Oh well. Let's grab some of our pops and just move them into, or let's unsettle some pops and move them into some land that we can then resettle, and basically let's just steal the food from them. For instance, here's 100 food capacity in this province. I will immediately move in some pops to grab that. Is this their only territory in this province? Good. That means that this is a province capital. Yes, indeed it is, which means as soon as I take it, I can start eating the food that they have stored there, which is helpful considering how many of my armies are low on food supplies. So we might as well just go ahead and have you sitting in the province ready to go. I guess I will move you to here. You know what? Now that we have migrated these cohorts, let's go ahead and declare war, shall we? Yes, they're going to have Sicily, or not Sicily, Scythia join in. That's going to be just fine and dandy. That just means more food for us. The Chersonian citizens will be under our heel. Let's go ahead and move armies into position. I should actually see how many troops they have. They have 8 cohorts. Alright. So not necessarily a walk in the park, but let's go ahead and move our cohorts towards their territory. Let me go ahead and move 11,000. I think it's going to be enough. So we'll just move these two armies for now. This army of 10,000, I'll go ahead and give you a general. How about you? You're decently loyal as well. Of course, now other people want jobs. It's alright, we can give you a job. So we're going to take a major river crossing, which is problematic. So let's actually go ahead and bring this army down that way as well. Let's just go ahead and jump in. I'll give you a general. Perfect. And you can move south. So let's go ahead and just try to take a bunch of Scythian land real fast. Yes, these hordes might as well move up closer too. You are going to restock your food supplies slowly. We're going to eat quite a bit of food from here. Unfortunately, it does look like they're actually going to repel us. That is a shame. I thought we'd be able to pull it out, but probably not. It's alright, we have another army of 10,000 men coming in. These are our kind of crack troops. So unfortunately, we did take a loss there. We lost about 2,000 men. Oh well, it's going to be fine. We are moving in with another 10,000. We should be good to go eventually. I'm just going to combine these 3,000 with those 10,000. These 15,000 men could definitely take a commander and be sent to the Scythian frontier. Again, we're just going to go in, we're going to eat a whole bunch of their food, we're going to raise as many of their cities as we can, and yeah, then we'll go from there. We'll see what we can take. I still haven't ran into the Scythian army yet. They're at war with a lot of people, so they're, including Albania. Oh, yeah, that's right, there's an Albanian over here, right? Somewhere? Albania, yeah. So they're at war with a bunch of people right now. So honestly, they may not even have their army anywhere near me, which is good. It means I can just come in and take more of their food. Speaking of their food, it looks like this is the province that I will be looking to go ahead and grab, because once I take this province, I can restock my food supply anywhere in the highlighted area. Well, any of the Scythian areas. So I'll go ahead and grab that. Our troops looks like we are going to win this fight. They're going to retreat. Ooh, they're actually going to retreat away from their own homeland, so that is a problem, I think, for them. Let's go ahead and... Can I march? I'll just march this army into Olbia. We can afford a new military tradition, so let's figure out what we should get next. I think... What does the raise levies ability do? Where is that? Do I have that? Raise levies. Basically, we pay 2 tyranny. Your army will receive a morale hit while they reorganize. This army gains 2 units of light cavalry based on the number of owned territories in the province. Okay, so that actually might be useful down the line. So I could think about that. I also need to watch my money situation. I could also... Ooh, light infantry defense is probably going to be what I should go for. So I'm actually going to take chariot offense for now. The reason I'm going for light infantry defense eventually is because all of my migrating cohorts, they are light infantry. So if I can make them a little bit stouter, well, all the better. I do wish I knew where the Scythian army was. I don't necessarily trust the fact that they are not here. This is quite a province, isn't it? How many territories are in this province? It is huge, and it looks like the capital is where I would have to take if I want access to this 1,500 food. So I might think about moving some armies down there closer to the capital. Let's go ahead and pull my kind of major army off and instead move these 13,000 troops to assist with this siege. I don't really want you taking any attrition hits that you don't have to. Of course, you also do have that supply wagon with you. Impatience is a virtue, so someone's going to be very displeased if we don't give you an office soon enough. Well, you know what? You're 67 years old. I am okay if you're displeased with me. And again, we're making a beeline for this territory in particular because this will allow us to restock our food supplies from, well, all of this land that we have occupied in this province. At least all of the Scythian land we have occupied in this province. I will go ahead, since I'm not meeting any resistance, I will go ahead and start moving some of my troops a little bit deeper into enemy territory. Especially these 10,000 men, because these are fighting men. These are not just migratory cohorts. So if they come up against the Scythian army, which, let's see how the Scythian army looks. They only have 4,000 manpower in the bank, so they are not exactly super strong. Yes, and you can see now we are reinforcing, and they are losing a bunch of food every month, mostly because they are resupplying our units. Well, that's what we want. We want our units to be eating their food. So let's go ahead and move you forward as well. Once we... Ooh, you could use a general. Ooh, I have 30 cohorts right here. Whoops. 6 of them are my own troops. I'm going to move you to there, so where you can be eating on some Scythian food. You know what? I will move you as well. I might actually just start having my cohorts... Well, I'm not going to settle any more land right now. In fact, if anything, I need to desettle some land. Start some more migrations. Actually, this army's going to sit and regain more of its food. This army is now going to come and try to take this little port. We still just have not ran into their enemy forces yet. What province are you in? Alright, so this army is going to go reinforce its food supplies. A petitioner approaches. Well, we can get 64 gold. Honestly, I think that that is probably the best thing to do. Although that stability, it wouldn't hurt either. Ooh, or I could just have him sacrifice to the gods because I'm cruel. He's a clan chief. I'll keep him around. I'll just take the 64 gold. The stability would have been good, but... Meanwhile, if they're just going to let me march all the way to their capital, I'm going to simply march all the way to their capital. I will take Vel. After all, that'll give me access to a little bit more food. I am a devouring horde at this point, a devouring swarm. Ooh, and, you know, this whole time I probably should have been hitting these buttons, like the raise button. Let's go ahead. It's going to hurt my aggressive expansion, but we'll go ahead and hit the raise button there. I think instead of the raise button, I'm going to go with, you know what, let's raise. And I'll just pillage that one. Aggressive expansion doesn't necessarily hurt me, except for the loyalty to subject states, if I don't have any territories. So I really do think the way to play this might be to just get rid of all my territories and invade, invade, invade. Of course, to do that, I need decent stability. So let's, oh, and I can't, while I'm at war, I can't do anything like that. We've won this siege. I'm going to go ahead. Well, actually, let's see. How kind. Swabia gets 42 gold. Can you settle? You know what? I might just settle this province. How many people live in it? 12. Yeah, I'll take those 12 pops. And I'll move these 2 armies to capture this last fort. Get that ticking war score, start winning this fight. I'll move you down here to deal with these fortresses. And overall, I'm doing really well. We are still just eating a ton of their food. Sounds good to me. We need a new governor. I'll put you in charge. It's a weird play. It's a weird style of play to just get rid of all my land, you know? It's very opposite of any other type of playthrough that, well, really Paradox has ever had. Meeting of the clans. After the... Oh no! Our great tribal chief, the one who inspired us to move south in the first place, has unfortunately passed away. Every clan chief... So, we have now elected a new man, Segestus Hildgens. Alright, he's actually pretty decent. Awesome. I mean, it's not great that our clan chief died, but you know what? He was a great man. He will be remembered, that's for sure. I'm going to actually add these 2 armies together. They are losing food quite rapidly, so let us put someone decent in charge. How about you? And we're going to have you march down and eat someone else's food. Influence of the Hildgains family. The fate of the tribe and that of the Hildgains family is always and will be intertwined. It is therefore a matter of great urgency that there are currently not enough. Alright, so basically we just invite someone. Yeah, I'll invite one of my random generals in to join me. Cool. Let's grab a new war chief. I don't think I'm going to upset the balance of power. It's not going to help me much, but... Ooh, and here it is. Oh, it looks like we're at war with the Bosphorine Kingdom as well. Whoops. Go ahead and move these 26,000 men. We could actually lose this fight. We'll see. We are at least the defenders. Yeah, we're going to lose, and so we're not going to be the defenders when this army arrives. That's a shame. We lost... Well, we did lose over 1,000 men, so we're going to lose one of our migratory pops. That's alright. We have plenty of pops and the ability to just make more pretty much at will. Because we'll just settle and then unsettle. Settle and then unsettle. But really, what I need to work out is just completely unsettling all of my pops. So I need really high stability. Alright, and now we are going to be able to suddenly have a lot more access to food. And I might as well just start moving these pops down towards the Bosphorine Kingdom. Change commander. Ooh, I'm actually running out of commanders. I just have so many armies. At least we are no longer eating from our supplies. We are taking from the actual territories. I'm going to keep going with the No Casus Belli war cost. I think that's useful. We'll just have these armies continue to march southwards and take all of the Scythian lands. And you know what? I think I am just going to raise everything. I don't really care about aggressive expansion if I get a bunch of... Well, once I am at peace, if I get a bunch of... Uh-oh. Look at what's happening here. We have 11,000 men trying to come in and relieve this siege. Well, we can certainly move some men into the fray. Where did they come from? They moved past our lines, slipped by us. Those Scythians. They are probably going to win this fight. I don't know how much we can do before our armies are able to reinforce. But eventually we will defeat them. They do have a bunch of horse archers, which makes them a little bit more difficult to deal with. It does seem like we're going to win this next fight, though. I might as well... Yeah, so I really think that... After this war, I need to just go completely migratory. Yeah. So I'll fight the rest of this war, and then after that, I think I have to go completely migratory. I think that that is going to be kind of the way to do this. It's going to be difficult because food is of the essence, but as long as I stay at war and stay conquering people, and just move my way down through the lines, I can take provinces here and there just to add more pops to my eventual juggernaut, as well as to reinforce the food in my major armies, not my migratory hordes, but I think for the most part I need to be hoarding it up, which means I need lots of stability. So while I have the chance, I'm actually just going to go ahead and hit that Sacrifice to the Gods button one more time. I also might end up disbanding a large swath of my army. Not my, like, tribal cohorts, but instead the army that is loyal directly to me. I'm still just, you know, trying to figure out the play here for migratory tribes. I feel like we're getting there. These armies are able to restock their food supplies. Good. Everyone should be able to restock their food supplies no matter where they are now because, well, we own all of the province capitals. Well, except for you guys. You guys just need to keep sieging. You're doing fine. And then I do think I'm just going to go completely migratory. I guess who needs stability if you don't own any territory, right? You'd think. As soon as the siege is out, we will go ahead and declare for peace. In the meantime, I will just kind of keep on keeping on. Let's move this army back so that it's grabbing food from the Scythians. Actually, let's just keep moving more men into the fray since it looks like they are going to try to fight us in a major battle here. They're going to take some victories. They do out-tech us, I believe, yeah. They have better inventions. Although we could be helping our own tech out a little bit by raising some more cities. So let's just continue to raise. I'm just going to go ahead and see what happens with this high aggressive expansion. I know we'll be much more likely to suffer from things like wrong culture happiness. Well, so many of my people are of my culture group because whenever I migrate them, they become my culture group. So I'll raise for research points. Oh, raise for research. I love that. Raise for research. Move you somewhere else and raise for research. Then as soon as this war is over, we do have a 50 aggressive expansion. Now, that's not good. Whenever you go over 50, bad things tend to happen. But right now, I'm not super worried about that. Of course, it is going to make it a little bit more difficult for me to keep my tributaries in line, because high aggressive expansion really hurts their liking of me. But you know what? The way I see it, we're here for a good time, not here for a long time. So we're here to raise and pillage, and then when our tributaries get all upset with us, well, we will just go back and raise and pillage them some more. Alright, so I think what's keeping me from being able to raise this city's that... No, I should be. Why can't I? Territory isn't owned by Swabia. Well, what if I actually move a army of 15,000 there? Will that help me? Let's move you somewhere else. We are about to go for peace with them, I think. I'm going to see what happens if we move those 15,000 men there. Oh, we're having some granaries raided. We're going to lose a little bit of gold and some food. Well, that's a shame, but it is what it is. I'm losing a ton of gold per month. Most of that is because, well, we're just not making a ton of gold anymore, and I have a high army maintenance. So I need to figure out which armies are directly controlled by me. Like this one, of 11,000 men, I'm actually just going to go ahead and delete it. That's going to help me out a little bit, but not enough. I believe I also have another army here. You are directly controlled by me. I think this is the one army I kind of want to stay with me. Oh, let's retreat you out of here, as well as you. And, well, we could settle this province. I don't think I'm going to do that. You know what? Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that. Let's go ahead and sue for peace. I think we could take a bunch of land, but that's actually not going to help me because I can't migrate from that land because I would not be the dominant culture. So instead, what I want to do is probably just turn this one little settlement into a tributary. Ooh, or I could make, yeah, just this one little settlement into a tributary, and call it quits from there. Alright, so now I have lots of cohorts, and I have to kind of figure out what to do with them. So I'm actually going to move them, all of my so I have to figure out what to do with these things. I'm going to move all of my army cohorts. So let's actually break this, not split in half. Let's bring them back. I'm going to create a new unit, all of my migratory cohorts. I'm going to select, and I'm going to move them in outside of my territories. I think I'm actually just going to full-on delete that army. Yeah, now we're actually gaining money again. We're gonna roll without an army? Interesting. This could be very interesting. 4 tribesmen move to us. Okay, sure. This is an army, so I'll move it towards my own territory. These are green armies, so I will move them outside of our territories. Basically, I'm taking all of my let's split this in half, and now send one of them up here, and one of them up here. So it's difficult to handle all of these things, that's for sure. But I don't necessarily need all of the land that I have, so I especially want to keep moving from over here. Still losing money, but not enough. Let's go ahead and just migrate from dominant culture, not Swabian. Alright. Let's migrate here. Let's just move you to there. We'll migrate from all of these places. Oh, you have ship. Oh, I can't because I have ships in this port. All right. Well, I will just simply move you out of there then. That's stupid. They're not even my ships. And now I'll cancel that. So I get it, my stability is going to be tanking, but honestly, I think I'm okay with that. I think I've decided that stability does not necessarily matter as much as you would think it would. I'm now just a local power. It's alright. I'm gonna get rid of all of these if I can. Good riddance, we have a clan that's gonna go bye-bye. Ooh, I guess the less clans I have, the more this is gonna hurt. This whole migratory thing, we'll see how this goes. Dominant culture, not Swabian. Dominant culture, not Swabian. Probably should have moved all of my pops all at once. Alright, so we have a bunch of dominant cultures who are not Swabian. So, here we go. I'm going to just bring you all into the region. All of this land, honestly, I'm kind of cool if it just rebels and says bye. Let's bring all of you guys, just for now, down to... Who do I want to go to war with next? Maybe the Germanians? Or maybe the Gettians? What kind of civilization do the Gettians have? The Gettians are pretty civilized, so yeah, maybe the Gettians. I'll go to war with the Gettians next. So let's go ahead and just bring all of these troops, and we'll just move them to Laura Katie. We will do the same with a bunch of these. We'll just move them kind of over in order. Or I guess I don't have to move them next to a country. I am a migratory tribe. I can move them right into the center of the Gettian lands. Now they won't restock their food here, but alas, that's kind of okay. We're just going to take all of our tribes, we're going to settle them all around the Gettian home. We're going to figure out where the Gettian army is, and then we're going to invade. And it's going to be a no-CB war. We're going to take a huge stability hit as well as an aggressive expansion hit, but you know what? Without any territory that we care about, I'm not necessarily worried about that. Speaking of stability, let's go ahead and migrate from some of the land that we once owned. I'll put you in charge of this migratory army. And there's 25 cohorts there, but because these migratory cohorts don't take a lot, don't have a ton of supply, don't need a ton of supply, like it's kind of okay that I have larger armies. So we could go ahead and grab another person in the Hildgen family. Sure, I'll choose you. Move you up into the mountains. These poor Gettians, man, they don't even know what's about to happen to them, do they? You gain stability so quickly when it's so low like this, which is good. I definitely need that. I guess my actual army I could move to one of these kind of border provinces. It is filled with food now, so I'm not worried about that. I definitely want to stay with the decentralization, so I'll go ahead and lose the political influence. You're my tributary, so I will go ahead and improve my opinion with you. Might as well go ahead and keep... Am I still improving opinion with everyone? Yeah. So, my my own tributaries don't really like me very much, but it's mostly because of that aggressive expansion, so... I might go ahead... This is a big army. I'm gonna go ahead and delete it too. Let's delete all the troops that are in red. We can build more if we need, but I don't actually think we will need to, because we have our kind of tribal vassals. I love this mass migration into the Gettian land. We're just gonna march in and just destroy it. How many... if I outnumber the opposing troops by X amount, how much is it to stack wipe them? Like, if I just put, say they have, how many troops do the Gettians have? They have 30. Alright, so if I put 300 cohorts on top of their 30 stack, I would just stack wipe them, right? Because if you have more than 10 times the number they have, you stack wipe automatically? Yes? Maybe? No? We'll figure it out. Alright, so I cannot... There's no one else up here that will migrate, is there? so this land is just... Ooh, actually, you will migrate. And now I can actually use you to simulate some other migrations. Meanwhile, my migratory cohorts are just coming on in. The Germanians, I don't think, are going to know what has hit them. Although I could also just lose, too. Because I am putting so many of my pops in danger here, attacking these lands. I also don't know where the Germanians' army is. These are mercenaries. Where's the Germanians' army? Oh, it's probably at war with Phrygia. Alright, so we're just going to come in and smash them while we can. Child is born into our family. Good. Where is the capital province of this? Where's the capital territory of this province? That's the real question, because that is going to be how I'm able to reinforce a lot of my food issues. Of course, since we're not taking attrition, we're actually not losing... Oh, there's the Germanian forces, so we will need to keep an eye on them. I feel like they know what's about to happen, so they have decided to come back home. Let's go ahead and move some of our light infantry in to those areas. Oh, so there they are, right there. So if we just move a ton of our light infantry here, do we stand a chance at defeating them just as the war starts? I think I'm going to move these 9,000 troops in, and then I take it we would be the aggressor, not the defender here. Alright, we have a disagreement at the highest level. A man of sound reputation and a nobleman. Alright, so it's just we side with one or we side with the other. I think I'm going to go ahead and side with the man who has less loyalty. I feel like that's the better way to do it. As soon as these 3,000 men arrive, I'm going to put them all into one army together. You know what? Why not just make the odds overwhelming? Move all of these troops in. We are eating some food here. As soon as these 16,000 troops arrive, then I will declare war on the Germanians, and we will be in a fight. Alright, I'll go ahead and hire you just so you're less angry with me, and you actually need... Ooh. Do the Germanians even know what's about to happen to them? Probably not. We're about to attack them with over 100,000 troops, and they only have 29,000? Of course, our troops are trash. Let's go ahead, and I'm just going to merge all of them together. Open... Oh, I don't have enough stability to declare war on them. Oh, I should have known that. I knew that. Alright, so I definitely don't want you all just to... I can just raise the city? I can just pillage the city? Alright, so I won't get any aggressive expansion. I'll just gain some political influence and some money. Alright, pillaged. Oh, and they're gonna fight? Oh, that makes sense. I guess. Interesting. Oh, and now all of a sudden we're at war. Okay. Did they declare war on me? The Swabian-Germanian War? So, did I somehow attacked them without... You know what? Sure. It happened. And immediately you can tell that they have a higher morale than we do. Ooh, this is gonna be a bloodbath. Although they are mostly light infantry as well, so, and then of course they have a bunch of supply trains. So I'm not at all worried about that battle. Let's go ahead and move our standing armies southward. we are going to go ahead and start capturing a bunch of territory, and then hopefully we win this fight. So let's see what happens. Yeah, they're going... We are definitely losing a ton of pops in this fight, but I think in the end we're going to get all those pops back by stealing them from the Getians. Oh, this is amazing. So let's see how many pops we just lost. We just lost 15 pops, basically, is what that's saying, because all these are going to be consolidated. So we just lost 15 pops. But I think that is... Ooh, uh-oh, we've gained disaster. I think that that is actually still going to be fine, because we are going to split in half. You're going to go this way. You are now going to split in half again. You're going to go this way. You are going to get the best general we can buy and march after the Getians. Meanwhile, we've taken all this territory. And I think... I'll definitely hit the raise button, although I'm not actually gaining any... Maybe I'm not gaining... Let's see. Okay, I'm probably not... I guess I'm not getting any research because they... Maybe because they are not higher researched than me? That would make sense, right? The reason that... Yeah, that would make sense. The reason that they are not... Like, I'm not getting research points when I raise these places is because they're not... Alright, perfect. So let's go ahead, just keep attacking. They have some allies. Ooh, I need to watch out for that, because these people might come and try to relieve the siege of the Getian lands. I'll go ahead and split this army in half, move it this way. I think these stacks of 20,000 are going to be good. We're going to just keep conquering. Don't really want that to happen. I'll move you to there. Guess I should put someone from that Scorn family in charge of this army, even though you are a lousy general. And yeah, we just kind of automatically take a bunch of territory. I love that. And we're regaining, because we've taken the capital of this province, we are actually gaining food for these armies. So we're not even starving anymore. Alright, so it seems that the way to handle the food situation is to play it very much like a devouring swarm, almost like you would do in Stellaris. Anyway, I'm having a ton of fun with this campaign, even though it is a little broken up. I have a couple Swebian pieces over here, a couple Swebian pieces over here, and of course my just migratory horde here. But I am liking just the way that, like, hey, our people are starving. We have to figure out a way to feed them, so we are going southward and capturing as many people as we can, or... So, once I've defeated all of their armies, I think it's very important to occupy as much land as possible. Of course, once I defeat their armies, or when I say occupy as much land as possible, I mean settle as much land as possible. Of course, once I do that, I get into a little bit of trouble because I don't necessarily know if I would keep the high war score. which could be problematic. Alright, so it looks like we're going to take a loss there, that's for sure. Go ahead and retreat away, and in fact, what if we just went ahead and saw what we could get? So they would take a white piece. If I am sitting here and were to... How many pops are in this? So there's 6 pops there. If I were to settle this... And now if I were to... How many pops are here? There are 5 pops there. Settle that. Now I'm going to... How many pops here? 7 pops. I'm going to... Let's first pillage it, and then let's settle it. Now let's pillage here. Settle here. How many pops? Just 5. So I think I'm going to make up the manpower that I lost. So I'll settle that there. Alright, so now we are only at 24 war score now. But I think... Ooh, how many pops here? 6 pops, so... I actually don't want to settle that. Alright, so... And I think if I just... Alright, so they won't actually take a white piece anymore. Well, whoops. That was a mistake then. That was a mistake. Whoops. Alright, so we're going to take a loss, and they're going to be less likely to want to peace out from us now. Oh, that's a shame. You know what? Yeah, we'll call you to arms. Sure. I have some governorships that I need to award, but I'm not going to worry about that for the moment. Let's go ahead and move you to here. If we can take this territory, then we're actually going to be in decent shape. They're going to take a victory. We're going to hope that they don't... Let's bring this army back to their capital. If we can take their capital, we'll win the war. We'll be able to white peace and then pull all of our troops away. Might have messed up here, though, in capturing as much territory as we did. We probably should have taken on someone who didn't have any allies, because I think we could have beaten... I think we can easily beat the Getian armies. The problem is beating... Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I guess they would accept a white peace. Oh, you know what? So they'll want all that territory back. We just messed up, didn't we? Because I can't even... And now we don't have that huge... We don't outnumber them anymore. Alright, so that was a mistake on my part. Alright, well, we'll figure something out. I'm okay with the high war exhaustion. Helps gain military experience, at least. We just got a little bit greedy. Gonna get my morale of armies up. They definitely have a better army than we do. And now let's move these 20,000. I'll be okay as long as I can eventually piece them out for a white peace, but that's gonna be harder and harder to do as they are making gains and as they're capturing my territory. As much as I hate to say it, what I might have to do, and this could just lose me the campaign, but what I might do is order an assault? No. if I can take their capital, which I'm currently sitting on, then we could be in decent shape. I have some money, so I'm actually going to go ahead and hire these 16,000 mercenaries. It's going to make me lose... Where are those mercenaries? There they are. So I'll have them go back so they're not black flagged. Now we're losing quite a bit of money every day. That's alright. Swabia loses 28 gold, 14 gold, but gains some stability. I'll take the stability. Let's go ahead and bring these mercenaries back. Oh man, this is not good. This is not good. I think we may have lost the whole campaign here. Oh well. We'll have to try it again. I got a little overzealous in a war with Getty, it looks like. Whoops. I have all these negative things happening. Maybe I should... I mean, I still outnumber them at this point, especially with these mercenaries on my side, although these mercenaries cost a ton of money. They have a high defense force. The good thing is light infantry is good at assaulting fortresses. Oh, and we have a breach. I'm going to go ahead and assault. Oh, why'd I do that? That was way too soon to assault. Look at how many men I've lost. Oh, why did I do that? Alright, so we did eventually take the city. No, I'm definitely going to say none shall hide. I need the money to keep the mercenaries happy. Will they accept a white peace now? No, of course they won't, because they won the last major battle. So let's go ahead and try to engage them in a direct conflict, in a direct battle. Let's take the initiative, see if we can retake the initiative. But man, this has gotten sloppy, this has gotten poor. This has kind of hurt. This war has kind of hurt a lot. Oh, and it even says we're going to lose this fight. We're just going to straight up take attrition now. We're going to straight up lose. It's likely that we lose. And with that, I think that we probably are... Yeah, I think that we're done. I think the Swabians have been defeated. So, our Great Migration, I think, has failed. Unless we can win this fight, which actually we're doing decently. Did we just win that? I'll take it, man. I will take it. Now they'll accept a white peace! Oh, we live to fight another day. We live to fight another day. And so let's go ahead and find those mercenaries. Let's select them. Thank you. They came up big in the clutch. It's going to cost us a bunch of money to get rid of them, but boy, they came up big in the clutch. Let's go ahead and just get out of Dodge. I'm going to sit here for a little bit of time and reflect on some of the poor decisions that I have made. One was attacking someone with an ally like that, because if it was just the Gedians, I think I would have won. I have some disloyal provinces. You know what? I don't really care that you're disloyal. That's okay. I'm going to settle you here. And then, okay, the dominant culture should be Swabian at the end of the month. And now I can even pull you away. Let's just use you to grab some of the other non-Swabian pops. And let's actually fully get rid of all of these nasty... Oh, man. Y'all, I am not feeling optimistic about this, but again, we are playing as a migratory horde, and we're at least gaining food right now, because you're losing food. We are going to eat our hearts out, and then we are going to migrate away from these territories. We're going to migrate away from you. We're going to go find someone who doesn't have as many allies, and we're going to attack them. Preferably someone who out-techs us a little bit. And have him flogged. You know what? Oh, we're going to lose 50 gold. Come on now. I'll just have him flogged. Alright, so we want to find someone who maybe out-techs us a little bit so that we can get a little bit of technology going, because... yeah. And we also want to find someone who doesn't have any friends. Or at least if they do have friends, all their friends are far away. Like this person's. So yeah, we might go and sit on the Heraclea Pontica, sit on all their provinces with all of our men, capture them, and then run away. I guess we could have just run away. The Getians wouldn't have followed us. That was a mistake. Oh, yeah, I'm not thinking like a horde. If we were gonna lose all those fights, I could have just been like, all right, well, so much for Getia. We're gonna go over here to Minipia now. If I start losing a fight, I should just run. How are we doing? Everyone's still gaining food. No one's taking attrition. Cool. Good for them. I think I'm going to go ahead and migrate you. You can just come sit somewhere where you're not going to take attrition. You don't have to sit in empty space. You can sit there. I'll migrate you as well. You can just go sit on the Getian capital. So in the end, we lost a lot of pops. I think that that was a super costly war, but it is not a killer war. And I've been going almost an hour. I usually like to keep these episodes around half an hour, but honestly, it's kind of intense. I know that this is a very different way of playing. I really need to... I'm learning more and more about how to play these hordes, and I think the next thing I need to do is attack someone who is, well, relatively well-teched, but also doesn't have a ton of allies and is preferably pretty small. So I don't necessarily know where I'm going to find that perfect storm of brilliance. I would love to have gone and found like Massalia or something. That would have been decent. I don't necessarily have to keep my tribal armies at pace. But yeah, we'll see how this goes, I guess. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. This has been an interesting one. I will admit, I'm having a lot of fun playing as this Migratory Horde. I need to think more Horde-like. I'm still very much a player who is used to playing a nation and, you know, having borders and everything, but I need to get rid of my ideas and misconceptions about borders. The fact that I have the Swebian name dotted around the map is not necessarily a bad thing, I think. Either way, if you have any ideas or any suggestions on how to play this Migratory Horde, let me know. Hit me up in those comments. If you liked what you saw today, well, good for you. But if you liked what you saw today, hit me up with that like button, hit me up with that subscribe button, and I will see you on the next one.